Kannamandalakaram Vyaptanena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalaikaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Bhavaji Vyapi Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarvashruti Shiroratnam Virajita Padam Bhuja Vedantam Bhuja Suryara Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shasvata Shanto Brahmatito Niranjana Indranada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samaruda Tattvamala Vibhushita Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Samprata Karma Bandha Vidayine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindhosya Jnapanam Sara Sampada Guru Padodakam Sangam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapam Tattva Jnana Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Malata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhira Nadisa Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Matam Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Madhur Cha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Matam Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Madhur Cha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. 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 Vishwananda Gurudev. Vishwananda Gurudev.
Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Oh, Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Oh, Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev.
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana.
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 Premavatar
Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatara Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatara Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatara Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Premavatara Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana
Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Om Avatar Shishaya Namah Om Vishamaya Namah Om Devakara Samunyataya Namah Om Sukshmatanave Namah Om Chinmayaya Namah Om Guru Murtaye Namah Om Sundaraya Namah Om Sulochanaya Namah Om Samukaya Namah Om Charvasaya Namah Om Keshavaya Namah Om Padmapujaya Namah Om Mandagamanaya Namah Om Charubaradharine Namah Om Ramaya Namah Om Mandirastapakaya Namah Om Srinivabharshakaya Namah Om Gailashvirajnane Namah Om Arpanasikarakaya Namah Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namah Om Namo Narayana Yeti Mantrapasakaya Namah Om Svaramayaya Namah Om Madhurakantaya Namah Om Krishna Sankirtana Lalupaya Namah Om Sutra Priyaya Namah Om Mitabhashine Namah Om Varmine Namah Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namah Om Ratadharaya Namah Om Sadave Namah Om Jagatpantaya Namah Om Sarvalokahitaya Namah Om Bhakta Priyaya Namah Om Surdaya Namah Om Anukulaya Namah Om Neyaya Namah Om Sudarshanaya Namah Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namah Om Premamurtaye Namah Om Shubhekshanaya Namah Om Pritivardhanaya Namah Om Swastidayakaya Namah Om Tarakaya Namah Om Anugrahaya Namah Om Vardhanaya Namah Om Architaya Namah Om Athaya Namah Om Siddhi Pradhaya Namah Om Janardhanaya Namah Om Manoharaya Namah Om Mahakshaya Namah Om Siddheshwaraya Namah Om Bhasma Bhushitaya Namah Om Atmalingaya Namah Om Nigarshana Prasakaya Namah Om Siddhi Saranaya Namah Om Madhavaya Namah Om Omkarupasakaya Namah Om Sukshmaya Namah Om Vishukaya Namah Om Satvikaya Namah Om Samadarshine Namah Om Rakshaya Namah Om Achintyaya Namah Om Niramkaraya Namah Om Nirmohaya Namah Om Avyagraya Namah Om Chitakrodaya Namah Om Vinayashilaya Namah Om Svavashaya Namah Om Kushalaya Namah Om Shamaya Namah Om Satyadharmaya Namah Om Nirvikalpaya Namah Om Viraktaya Namah Om Atindraya Namah Om Satyasandhaya Namah Om Pavitraya Namah Om Madhura Svabhavaya Namah Om Suranandaya Namah Om Nandanaya Namah Om Prasanatmane Namah Om Bhaktavidaye Namah Om Sakshaye Namah Om Samatmaye Namah Om Sadayogine Namah Om Haraye Namah Om Sutapaya Namah Om Somyaya Namah Om Goyaya Namah Om Vimuktatmaya Namah Om Gabiraya Namah Om Guptaya Namah Om Atmaramaya Namah Om Srinivasaya Namah Om Devaya Namah Om Tyuthidharaya Namah Om Dhanyaya Namah Om Gurave Namah Om Nuratikramaya Namah Om Gahanaya Namah Om Bhagavate Namah Om Harisharana Margadarshakaya Namah Om Kutasha Jagartakaya Namah Om Om Abhiprayay Namah, Om Sarvamata Samatyay Namah, Om Shamay Katabhavarrakay Namah, Om Premavatar Sri Vishwananda Swami Namah. Deva avantuno yato Vishnu vichakrame Prithivi sapta dhamabhi idam Vishnu vichakrame Tvedani nade padam samudamasya padam suri Prihi pada vichakrame Vishnu gopa adabhya Adho dharmani dharayam Vishnu karmani pashyata yato vritani paspase Indrasya yuchastakaha Tad Vishnu paramam paragum sada pashyanti suraya Diviva chakshuratatam Tad vipraso vipanyavo chagrabhagum sasamindate Vishnuryat paramam pada. Premavataraya vidmaye Satgurudevaya dhimahi Dharmo Vishwananda prachodayate. Om Premavataraya vidmaye Satgurudevaya dhimahi Dharmo Vishwananda prachodayate. Om Premavataraya vidmaye Satgurudevaya dhimahi Dharmo Vishwananda prachodayate. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Om Bhur Bhuvasah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Yo Yo Nam Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Yo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Yo Yo Na Prachodayat. Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketapare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapane Nityadri Sarjadhara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhata Shri Rukminisha Bhavanasha Hare Murare Radhesha Gopesha Surupa Brahmani Bandhya Shri Dwarakashraya Vaikuntha Pate Bhuvane Kamute Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhata Meenakrite Kamatarupa Varaha Mute Trivikramaya Guhane Pururama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhata Govinda Madhava Mukunda Bharat Paresha Damodaram Jadharananda Kadhari Shori Go Gopa Gopi Jan Samprita Dina Bandhu Gopi Jana Priya Hare Tava Suprabhata Shri Ram Dishai Bhujagad Patal Pashai Sat Bhakta Hit Sadana Shai Ramanga Shai Shri Gopa Bhama Mridutalpa Sukhadi Shai Go Gopa Vallabha Hare Tava Suprabhata Shri Kashyapatri Sukanarada Gautama Hari Brahmarsi Sangamani Sangava Bharateshva Tishtanti Deva Tava Darshana Bhagyayeto Gopala Sekara Hareya Tava Suprabhatam Sandhara Jari Tulasi Dala Malikayai Malyani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Tishtanti Tadbhavata Dhara Tale Munidraha Radha Manohara Hareya Tava Suprabhatam Vedantrayam Padati Gautama Kana Goyam Gayanti Sadguna Gano Varada Savarga Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kada Vishesha Sri Naradadi Rishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhano Dharana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopichanamrita Suvesha Bhavanti Pota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukminisha Varada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagata Parijata Bhaktarti Vanjana Kripakara Dina Bandhu Nityanta Gayati Janapriya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padma Dhara Prameya Padmalaya Shraita Padma Nivasha Shori Padmo Bhavati Surasevita Pada Padma Padmadinata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindata Devi Haranaya Mahindra Vanya Kandar Padar Bharati Sudesha Rupa Chandra Nanaya Siddha Chandana Lipna Deha Govinda Yadava Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayanga Dina Davichana Supushpahara Neelam Budasa Sharira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vaishijam Bhavati Satya Suganti Padram Shri Mitra Vinda Divasa Prabhu Putri Kadyahi Tishtanti Divya Bhavametava Sevanaram Gopi Mana Priya Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyuta Ananta Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janardana Chakrapane Namani Divya Munayurna Nisham Vadanti Rami Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Patanti Anisam Muri Kritam Mahapapam Shri Krishna Graha Hetuka Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa Vriksha Laksha Briteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Renunkamantamaravindra Dalaya Taksham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandharpakoti Namaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kala Sadvanamalya Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranayakiri Kalavidasham Shamam Vibhangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrityamanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutamanani Manantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayuvanam Cha Vidirshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Tattasvikoti satavatsara sambhagamyo. Vayolatapi manaso vipungavanan. Soprasiyatra padasinyam chintatatve. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Ekopya sarachayatum jagadanda kotim. Yachaktirasti jagadanda chayayadanta. Andantarastha paramana chayantarastham. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yadbhavapavitariyo manujastadeva. Samprapya rupa mahima sanayana bhusha. Sukteryameva niyama pratitestuvanti. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Ananda chinmaya sapratibhavitabis. Tabirya eva nijarupataya kalabi. Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhuto. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. Santasadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti. Yakshama sundaram chitya gunasvarupam. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Ramadimurti shukalani amena tishtan. Nanavataram akarot bhuvaneshu kintu. Krishna swayam samabhavat pamapumanyo. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yasya prabha pravato jagadanda koti. Dutishvashesha vasudadi vibhuti pinnam. Tat brahmaniskalamanantam ashesha bhutam. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Maya yasya jagadanda chatani sute. Trigunya tadvishaya veda vitayamana. Sattva valambi parasattva vishuddha sattvam. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Ananda chinmaya satmataya manashu. Yapraninam pratiparam smaratam upetya. Leelayitena bhuvananya jayati jasram. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Golokanamni nijadamni tale chatasya. Devi mahesha haridama suteshu teshu. Ete prabhavani chaya vitasya yena. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Srishti sthiti pralayasya shaktireka. Jaleya yasya bhuvanani vibhati durga. Ichanurupamapi yasya chachesa tesa. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Shiram yatadadi vikara vishesha yoga. Sanjayate naitata pratigasti eto. Yashambhutam api tatassamupeti karya. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Etachireva hitasantaramabhyupetya. Dipayate viditayetu samana dharma. Yasadeva vishanishtajati bhakti. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yakarnanavajale bhajati smayoga. Nidramananta jagadanda saromakupa. Adhar shakti mavalambya param swamurtim. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yashekadishvasita kalamatavalamya. Jivanti loma niraja jagadandanata. Vishnur mahasaya yasya kala vishesho. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Pasvamyatasmakasradeshu nijeshu teja Ziyam kiyat pragatayatyapi tatvatra Brahmaya esa jagadanda vidana karta Govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami Yapada palava yugam vinidaya kumbha Vande pranama samaye saganadi raja Vignam vihantu manamasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami Agni mahi gaganamambo marudishasya Khalasa tatma manasiti jagatrayani Yasmat bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yachakshuresha savita sakalagahanam Raja samasta suramurti rashesha teja Yasya karyamramati samvritakala chakro Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dharmo tapapa nichaya sutayastapamsi Brahmadikita patagavadayascha jiva Yatatamatra vibhava prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasvita gopamata vendra mahosta karma Vandanurupa parabhajamanattanoti Karmani nidahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi priti Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavaye Sanchidya tasya sadushita numapurete Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karana Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Hiranyavarnam Marinim Suvarna Rajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmi Jatavedo Mahavaha Tam Mahavaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagamini Yasya hiranyam vindeyam gamashvam purushanaham Ashvapurvam ratamadhyam hastinada prabodhinim Shayam devim upakvaye shriyarma devi jushatam Kamso smitam hiranya prakara mardram jyalanti driktam tarpayanti Padme Sritam Padmavarnam Tamyeho Pakvaye Shayam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasam Jalanti Shayam Loke Devajushtam Udaram Tam Padminimim Sharanamaham Prapadye Lakshmi Armenasyatam Tvam Drune Aditya Varne Tapasadi Jato Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaha Tasya Palani Tapasanudantu Mayantaraya Shabaya Alakshmi Upeto Mam Devasaka Kirtistamanina Saha Pradurbuto Spirashtre Svinkirtim Pradidam Datato Me Shuktipasabalabhyeshtabalakshmim nashayamyaham Abhutimasamriddhim cha sarvanirnudamigrihat Gandhamtvaram duradasham nityapushtam karishinim ईश्वरी गुं सर्वभूतानां ताम्योपक्वये श्रयम् मनसङ्काममाकूतिं वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य महिषी श्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजा भूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमा श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिद्वीतव समे गृहे निच देवी मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले अर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीम् सूर्यामिरन्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहा अर्द्रां यक्करिणीं यष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रामिरन्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहा तामहावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योश्वां विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् यशुचिप्रयतो भूत्वा जुहुयादाजमन्वहम् सूक्तं पञ्चदशं च श्रीकामः सततं जपेत् पद्मप्रिये पद्मिनि पद्महस्ते पद्मालये पद्मदलायताक्षी विश्वप्रिये विश्ववनोनुकूले तत्पादपद्मं महि सन्निधस्त्वा महादेवे च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्ये च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः भूमिर्भुम्नाद्यो वरिनन्तरिक्षं महित्वा उपस्थिते धेवतिथिग्निमन्नादमन्नाद्यायादरे आयङ्गो कृष्णिरग्रमीडसनन्मातरं पुनः पितरं च प्रयन्सुवः त्रिगुंशत्तामविराजति वाक्पतङ्गाय शिष्यये रत्यस्य वहत्युभिः अस्य प्राणादपानन्यन्दश्चरतिरोचना व्यक्यं महिषस्सुवः यद्वा कृतः परोवपमन्युनायदभज्य सुकल्पमग्ने तत्तप पुनस्तोदीपयामसि यत्ते मन्युपरोभ्यस्य पृथिवीमनुनद्वसे आदित्या विश्वे तद्देवा वसवश्च समावरन् मनोज्योतिर्द्विषतामञ्चं विच्छिन्नं यज्ञगुं समिमं ददातु बृहस्पतिस्तनुतामिमं नो विश्वे देवा इह मानयन्ताम् मेदिनी देवी वसुन्धरा स्याद्वसुला देवी वासवी ब्रह्मवच्चसं पितॄणागं श्रोत्रं चक्षुर्मनः देवी हिरण्यगर्भिणी देवी प्रसूवरी सदने सज्ञायने सीता समुद्रवती सावित्री अनो देवी मायङ्गी महोदरणी महोगतिष्ठा शङ्गे शङ्गे यज्ञे यज्ञे विभीषणी इन्द्रपत्नी व्यापिनी सुरसरिहा वायुमती जलशयनी श्रियं धाराय सत्यन्दो परिमेदिनी शोपरिरथं परिगाय विष्णुपत्नी मही देवी माधवी माधवप्रिया लक्ष्मीं प्रियसखीं देवीं नमाम्यच्युत वल्लभाम् धनुर्धरायै विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नो धरा प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नीलादेवीं शरणमहं prapadye Granahi Gridavati Savitaradipadye Payasvati Rantirashano Asto Druvadishan Vishnu Padnyagora Shishana Sahasoya Manota Brihaspati Matarishvota Vayus Sangduvana Vata Abhino Grananto Vishtambo Divodarana Prativya Aseshana Jagato Vishnu Padni Mahadeve cha Vidmahe Vishnu Padni cha Dhimahi Tanno Nila Prachodayate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, good morning. So today I would to continue the story that started from last week. So last week I spoke about Maharaj Priyavrata. Just to recap very shortly, his story in which he was requested by his father to take on the throne after he decided to retire. King Priyavrata, or Prince Priyavrata, was not, didn't want to at all. He actually wanted to become sannyas and renounce the world, but by the request of his father and by the request of Brahma and others, he decided to accept the request of his father, as that is the duty of a son also, no? There's many other things in the story, but that's basically the story. He accepted his father's request, fulfilled his duty, and at the end of his life, after having many sons and so on, many pleasures, he basically, with a snap of his finger, just renounced everything and said, I'm done. He gave everything to his sons, he organized everything, and then he left to the forest. So basically, today I wanted to continue the story with one of his sons, and then the son of his son, and then next week we'll do the son of that son, basically, which is King Rishabhadeva, right, which is one of the incarnations of the Lord himself. So actually this is his lineage, you could say. So today I wanted to continue with the son of King Priyavrata, which is Agnidra, and the son of Agnidra, which is Nabi. So this starts from, so last week was chapter 1 of Canto 5. Today is basically chapter 2 and chapter 3. So it's Canto 5, chapter 2, and I just chose verse 1 as an introduction. Shri Sukha Uvacha Evam Petari Sambhavrte Tad Anushane Vartaman Agnitro Jambut Vipo Kasha Praja Aroshavat Dharma Vekshamana Prayavabho Bhayat. Shri Sukadev Goswami continued. After his father, Maharaj Priyavrata, departed to follow the path of spiritual life by undergoing austerities, King Agnidra completely obeyed his orders. Strictly observing the principles of Dharma, he gave full protection to the inhabitants of Jambudvipa as if they were his own begotten sons. So this, you could say, the beginning of the story in which he inherits the kingdom, and he fulfills the duty that was given by him, by his father, to his absolute best. You could say, it says here, he treats all of his inhabitants as if they were his own children, as if they were his own sons, by all the laws of Dharma, etc. So it's pretty incredible, right? I think if we all look in our own life, I mean, I don't have children, but imagine treating everybody around you as if they were your own child. It's pretty impressive, pretty compassionate, pretty caring, no? So he's a very good king. And so as as life goes on, of course, he has to, as one of the duties of a king, he has to find a wife, he has to have children, so the dynasty can carry on, right? And so what he does is that he goes to, he decides that he needs to do austerity and penance to get the grace of having children. He marries, and then he goes, to do the sadhana. And so he goes to Mandara mountain to do sadhana to Lord Brahma. And as Brahma is very pleased by his austerities, he sends a beautiful woman, or an apsara, called Purvachiti, to be his wife. So pretty much, actually, that's why I don't take more examples from chapter 2 as verses, because as soon as he sends down Purvachiti to the mountain, to the cave where he's doing a sadhana, the rest of the chapter is pretty much King Agnidra describing the beautiful form of this lady that he sees in front of him. It's a lot of verses, and I think it's not necessary to go into detail, but it's a very beautiful woman, let's put it this way. So he, basically they're flirting, they get married, they have 9 children, they live again like his father for many thousands of years, and eventually his wife, Purvachiti, she misses her home, but she's not from here, as I guess none of us are technically, but she misses to go home, and so she leaves her body and she goes back to Pitralok, which is where she comes from. And so as King Agnidra has spent so many thousands of years with her, even though she has left, his mind is still always with her. And so very soon he also departs, he dies, and he's reborn in his next life in Pitralok to be with his wife. Yeah. Or you could say his ex-wife, whatever, after death. No. So that is basically the story of King Agnidra. Yeah, that's it. Then it carries on with his sons. So he has 9 sons. I don't know if I should read out all of them. I'm sure you'll remember all of them. So his 9 sons were Nabi, Kimpurusha, Harivasha, Ilavarta, Ramyaka, Hiranmaya, Kuru, Bhadrashva, and Ketumala. So it is not Swami Kuru. That's a different one. So the oldest son, King Nabi, is then again, they're all given different kingdoms, but I guess as always the oldest son is, you could say, the main successor of the lineage. They all marry the 9 daughters of Meru, and the oldest daughter is married to the oldest son. So Meru Devi is the name of the wife of King Nabi. Similarly to King Agnidra, he also realizes that after a while they have to get children to carry on the succession. So also King Nabi goes to a cave with his wife, as he already has a wife. He didn't pray for a wife. He prayed for children. So they both go to the cave and they pray for a child. But they don't pray to Brahma, they pray to Vishnu, to Narayana. As they say, he's the one who is the highest of all. He carries everything within himself. They actually don't want any son. They want him or someone like him as their son. Right? And so that is their penance, that they want him as their son. Eventually, Vishnu, Narayana, appears in front of them in his 4-armed form, and he gives them the blessing. And he actually says, there is nobody like me, and so I cannot give you your boon, because you're praying to have somebody like me as your son. And so I have to incarnate myself as your son, because there is nobody like me. There's only one of me, right? And so he manifests himself in the womb of Meru Devi, and eventually is born as Rishabhadeva, which I think we have heard this story in different teachings from before, but I'll go into it afterwards or next time. There's many nice stories and teachings on King Rishabhadeva. So about these two stories, which are, you could say, quite interesting. I think all of these three kings, or the stories of these three kings, are in some way very similar, and on the other hand, very, very different. If you remember King Priyavrata from last week, is that he wanted to renounce the world, but out of duty, took on the duty of a king as a householder to carry on the lineage as a family man, and eventually, without blinking, detached from everything, if there was anything to detach from, but materially, physically speaking, detached from everything, went in the forest and focused on moksha, right? The last part of his life is sannyas. His son was very similar in a sense that he wasn't thinking about sannyas, but he accepted the throne. He was a very righteous king, very good king. But the difference at the end of the life, you could say, is that he was not focused on realization. He was not focused on the attainment of the Supreme. He was focused on being with his wife. And then his son, King Nabi, was also a very good king, but his aim was to get the Lord as his son, as his child, which is very, very, very rare blessing or grace to have, right? And so I'd say the lesson to take from all three is that no matter what duty you have been given or has been given to you in life, it's important to practice that with utmost precision and duty, to take it seriously, to do one's best in fulfilling that duty. As even King Adinira said, to treat all of his citizens as his own children, to care about each one so dearly. And that is an amazing king. Right? So each one did their duty that was given or ordained to them in the best possible way. What we can see with, especially the difference between King Priyavrata and his son Agnidra, is the internal difference, in which where is your mind when you do your service? Sure, service is always good, right? In the outside, whatever we do can look the same, but the intention and the mindset that we have while we do it, nobody can see. Only we can see that. Only we can judge that, let's say. And so that is actually the most important. It is good to do service, but what is even more important is how you do it internally. Where is your mind fixed? Because that is what determines the attachment that you create towards it, the baggage that we create towards it. As we know, whatever we do throughout our life is a reflection of what happens after our life. So it reflects in the moment in which we leave our body. And so sometimes we complain about, or we use karma as an excuse for what happens after. Right? We go there, or we go to this place, or we have to come back because of karma. But the law of karma, as we know, is always righteous. And so ultimately, the one who has created the law of karma, he's only giving us what we actually long for the most. And so if we long for our wife the most, that is what we will attain after this life. But if we long for him more than anything in terms of priority, then we will attain him also. That is the promise that Krishna gives in the Gita, right? In more than one verse. He says, if I am the most important thing for you, that if I will promise you that you will attain me, that you will come to me. But he also says that if you focus on your ancestors, you will go to the ancestors. If you focus on the gods, you will go to the gods. I will simply give you what you want. And so be careful about what you want. Be very conscious to choose about what you want. And what you want will determine where you go afterwards. No? So this is very important, to be conscious of the mindset, the direction that we have when we serve. And only we can be conscious of that. Only we, ourselves, can determine what we do with the service, with the time that we have here. No? So this is very clear in these 2, or let's say 3 examples. Similarly, we can see with his son, with King Nabi, is what comes out of a clear intention or a clear focus. He says, yes, I am a king and I have to continue the lineage. I have to have a wife, I have to have children, and so on. But I understand that being a parent is very difficult in terms of becoming attached. Because I think to become attached to your children is very easy and very natural. It's normal, right? But he says, if I already have to become a parent, I don't want my focus to become deviated from the Supreme Lord. And so I want him or somebody like him to be my child, so that even though I become attached to my child, I become attached to him, nonetheless. So you could say it's a good cheat way to get through it, no? Because you understand, yes, I will get attached to my child, but at the very least, my child is God. So I guess it's the same thing then, right? So it's a good way out, you could say. But it comes out from the blessing to have him as a child. Obviously, it didn't come from nothing. In the very first point, he already is clear about his direction and what he wants with his life. He's very clear about what it is that he wants to attain. He does his duty. He does everything that he needs to do. But he knows also his priority. And that is very, very rare, I would think. So I wanted to take two probably verses from the prayer that King Nabi speaks to Narayana, to Vishnu, when he appears to him and his wife Meru Devi. So the first one is from chapter 3, verse 8. And he says that all of life's goals and opulences are directly, self-sufficiently, unceasingly, and unlimitedly increasing in you at every moment. Indeed, you are unlimited enjoyment and blissful existence itself. As far as we are concerned, O Lord, we are always after material enjoyment. You do not need all these sacrificial arrangements, but they are meant for us, that we may be blessed by you. There's only half the verse, I cut it a bit short. But I like that verse that he speaks here, because it clarifies again the purpose of the prayers that we do. When we do puja, whatever, so often we have an intention, and I think it's a very traditional thing, especially in India, to have prayers done for specific outcomes of specific things, to bless my son with good grades, or have a child, or whatever it may be. And as much as that is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. It's always good to pray to God. But the intention that we can see with the examples of these kings makes a huge difference. We know that there's different levels, like there's sattva, rajasic, and tamasic. There's the same levels of purity for when we pray. And I think what we can see also is that so often when we pray to God to help us solve our problems, the majority of the time that we spend praying, we actually pray more to the problem than to God. Yes, we ask Him to help us with the problem, but if you check yourself, how much of the prayer time do you spend complaining about the problem, then you actually focus on Him, right? So you actually spend more time praying to the problem than to God. And what happens is that your problem gets bigger before he helps you to remove it. Because that is part of his game also. And so as he says here, I don't need all these things that you offer to me. I don't need all these prayers and offerings and prasad and whatever else. You need it. I don't. Right? And that is why we do it. And it's not like the prasad, for example, right? We always offer the best only. The best is what you like the most. And so prayer or puja, for example, offerings, is about offering what we love the most so that we offer our greatest attachments to Him. So that by His grace, He will transform the greatest of attachments that we have to become only attached to Him. So that we think of Him instead of the attachment that we have. That is the purpose of it, no? That is why we offer the best things, because He doesn't care. For Him, it's already His anyway, so who are we to offer it to Him? It's like we are stealing something from Him to give it back to Him, being very proud of giving something to Him. And He's like, well, thank you. It's mine, but thank you for giving it back. I appreciate it, right? And so again, it's not about thinking even, I am doing an offering. Because you're not even offering something that is yours to begin with. No. So the second question that he also answers, there's many answers we could say, but the answer that he gives I find very interesting, is how do we succeed in not becoming engrossed in this material energy of the Lord, in this Maya that He has cast over everything. And so in another verse, verse 14, he says, "O dear Lord, unless one worships the lotus feet of great devotees, one will be conquered by the illusory energy of yours, and his intelligence will be bewildered. Indeed, who has not been carried away by the waves of material enjoyment, which are like poison? Your illusory energy is unconquerable. No one can see the path of this material energy or tell how it is working." So he says that, no, as it is, and it's the same that Krishna says, right? That essentially we cannot conquer this Maya, because Maya is Him. It is cast by Him. Same then with our mind. We cannot conquer, in that sense, our mind, because our mind is Krishna. And so it can only be conquered or controlled by His grace, by His blessing. It is not by our own effort. It is by our effort to fix our mind on Him, and then as a result, the Lord will give us the grace of a controlled mind. So it is the same here. How do we get out of the control of Maya? Is by worshipping those who are already out of the control of Maya. Makes sense, no? He says here, only by the worship of the devotees of the Supreme Lord, the great devotees of the Supreme Lord, can you succeed in not being controlled by Maya, because they are not controlled by it. And so they can show the way. Because he says, even because of Maya, you cannot even see the path. You cannot even see the way. And those great devotees, they can show the way. That is why it's so important. And that is the grace of serving those great devotees. Because they can make us relate to God. They remind us of the supreme aim, and they can show us the way and how to succeed in that path. So it's as always with the Bhagavatam, it's a great opportunity to learn from these stories, these leelas of the different devotees of God, the different manifestations of the Lord, and to learn from them how to engage in our spiritual path, which kind of remind us to give ourselves on a daily basis to succeed in our journey. Jai Gurudev.
Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Dalai Dalai Dadai Dalai Dalai Dadai Dalai Dalai Dadai Dalai Dalai Dadai Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Shilaitankanakalaye 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 Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Bahi Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahi Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahi Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahi Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Narasimha Madi Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Madi Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Madi Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Madi Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakamadhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Danubringam Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Navagara Kamalavare Nakamadhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadhita Narahari Rupam Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Narasingha Dev Jaya Narasingha Dev Narasingha Dev Jaya Narasingha Dev Jayo Narasingha Dev Jayo Narasingha Dev Narasingha Dev Jayo Narasingha Dev Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Svarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Svarupa Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Om Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me
Prapati Dharme Karadaya Mangala Mangala Me
Prabhati Dharma Karadaya Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Saligrama Pratisthitaya Mangala Mangala Me
Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me
Siddhantadarine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me
Siddhantadarine Godarajaya Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Gange Sakhi Karerataya Mangala Mangala Me
Gange Sakhe Kararataya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Dharine Dharaya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Dharine Dharaya Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Mangala Mangala Me
Om Jai Lakshmi Mata Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishalina Sevata Tumako Nishalina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Rama Brahmani Tumai Jagamata Meya Tumai Jagamata Surya Chandra Madhyavata Surya Chandra Madhyavata Nada Rishigata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Durga Rupani Anjani Sukha Sampati Data Meya Sukha Sampati Data Jo koi tumako javata Jo koi tumako javata Riti Siddhi Dana Bhaja Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tuma Padala Nivashini Tumai Shubhadata Meya Tumai Shubhadata Karma Prabhava Prakashini Karma Prabhava Prakashini Bhavanidhi Kitrata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Visagaramento Marati Sabasa Gunata Meya Sabasa Gunata Sabasa Ojata Sabasa Ojata Mananani Kavalata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tuma Vinayana Naote Masra na koi pata Meya Masra na koi pata Kamana Kade Baba Kamana Kade Baba Sava Tuma Se Ata Om Jaya Lakshmi Gokula Mandira Sundara Kshirodhani Jata Priya Kshirodhani Jata Ratna Chaturta Shatumadina Ratna Chaturta Shatumadina Koi Nari Pata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Mahalakshmi Ji Aaya Lakti Jo Koi Janagata Priya Jo Koi Janagata Pura Ananda Samata Pura Ananda Samata Papa Uttarata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Himamatal Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandusha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidan Tvameva Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Deva Govinda Asato Ma Satgamaya Amaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amrita Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om
Vrinse bolo Shri Lakshmi Narayana Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Mandir Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Radha Krishna Kanya Lal ki
Jai.
Mahavatar Kriya Baba ji ki
Jai.
Ramanujacharya ki
Jai.
Vrinse bolo
Sadgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki Jai
Om Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jamalabhaya Paraya Paramapurushaya Hara Karma Mantra Yantra Tantra Ushadasana Shastrani Samrat Samrat Mrityo Mochaya Mochaya Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Dite Jala Pritai Sarvadi Shavana Umpat Parasmai Parabrahmane Param Jyotishe Swaha Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shankaramana Govinda Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda Bhakta Vatsala Govinda Kundalika Varade Eknath Namadev Balinath Maharaj ki Samasta Bhakta Mandali ki Anbar Nirmala